What's up, Pokemon trainers? You got Pokemon Master TC, and I am back to rank my favorite cities in Pokemon Blue and Red from worst to first. Now, there are some special rules to this list. I'm only ranking cities that have gyms in them. So, sorry, Lavender Town, as cool and spooky as you are, you're not going to be on this list. But if this is your first time on my channel, or if you just haven't yet, make sure you hit that sub button because I've got tons of Pokemon content on this channel, from rankings, showcases, discussions, a lot of cool stuff on this channel, and your guys' support has been overwhelming. I feel really supported by all the new subscribers, so if you haven't yet, hit that sub button so you don't miss any Pokemon action on my channel. All right, let's see what my rankings are for my favorite cities in Pokemon Red and Blue. Pokemon changed my life. It became my first addiction. The TV show, games, cards, and toys. I was enamored by it all. Becoming a Pokemon Master was all that I cared about as a kid. And so, I became one. Join me, Pokemon Master TC, as I relive the most nostalgic part of my childhood and showcase my Pokemon collection, and most important of all, share my love of Pokemon with you. They all can't be winners, and at number 8, I'm going to put Viridian City. Sorry, Viridian City fans, someone has to be last. And Viridian City is just a really small town. Yeah, you have your typical Pokemart and Pokemon Center, but aside from that, you have the gym, but you don't really get to access that until very late in the game. And as I'm talking, I should say that the gyms are not going to be a factor in my city rankings. If I'm discussing a city, it's gotta be the attractions, it's gotta be the people, it's gotta be the quests that are involved inside the city. If you want a Pokemon ranking of my favorite gym leaders and gyms, well, I got a video already on my channel. All right, back to Viridian City. Viridian City, I always go to it, and in the beginning, you see the grumpy old man who needs a coffee, but he will teach you how to throw a Pokeball. He'll teach you how to capture a Pokemon, and that is essential for your journey. But other than that, there's nothing to do. So Viridian City, you are last. We're gonna have to swim our way to this next city on my ranking because that's gonna be Cinnabar Island. And this one, I like that it's themed of an island. I like that you have to swim there to get to it. But aside from that, it's pretty small. Yeah, you got the Pokemon Mart, you got the Pokemon Center, you got Blaine as the gym leader, but again, that's not going into the rankings. But what else is there? Well, you do have the Pokemon Mansion, and I loved that. What I loved about the Pokemon Mansion was reading the diaries and seeing these explorers find Mew, and then clone Mew and create Mewtwo. To me, reading those diaries and seeing the evolution of how Mewtwo was born, that was so cool for my first playthrough. And as a 10-year-old, man, did I love that stuff. But aside from the Pokemon Mansion, you do have the Pokemon Lab. So if you have the old Amber, you can go there and you can transform it into an ancient Pokemon. So Cinnabar Island, while it's small, it does have some personality to it, but it's gonna sit at number 7 in my rankings. At number 6, I've got Pewter City. And to me, this felt like the first big city in Pokemon Red and Blue. You start out in Pallet Town, very small. You go through Viridian City, not too much to do there, but then you get to Pewter City, and it feels like a different area. You have the museum, which was really cool because it felt like real life. You go there, and you don't have to go Pokemon battles. You don't have to go train Pokemon there. It's just simply for you to walk around and look at the museum. Now, when you do get HM One, you can get cut and you can sneak in the back of the museum, and that is where you will get Old Amber, which you can take to what I just said, Cinnabar Island. So to me, Pewter City is really the first big city in Pokemon, and it was always a welcome sight for me for all of my playthroughs. In the anime, it took Ash and friends forever to get here. But for me, it's coming up quick, and that's number 6, Vermilion City. In Vermilion City, there is some different things to do and to see. You got Diglett's Cave that's not too far off. You've got a Pokemon Park place where you can go train at. And the big attraction is gonna be the SS Anne. But that's not actually, Vermilion City, but you do get to see it there. But I did like seeing, the construction being built of buildings, and you see the Machops kind of working out there and using their powers to help build a building. But then there's also the Pokemon Club that you can go and talk to a lot of other Pokemon lovers. And if you talk to the president and hear him yap and yap and yap, kind of like what I'm doing, he will give you a bike voucher, which is really cool, and you can exchange that at the bike shop, not in Vermilion City, but in another city that we will get to very shortly. So aside from that, Vermilion City was always just a nice little welcome area for me because of all the little small things that goes into it. But Vermilion City is gonna be number 6 on my list. I obviously don't know how to count because I just kind of replayed what I said. Vermilion City isn't 6, it's 5. So number 4 is going to be Cerulean City. And I love all of the extra stuff that's right on the outskirts of this city. I love the bridge where you get to go and fight all the trainers. I love that Bill's Cottage is just a short walk away. And it's also the first sign of Team Rocket, because when you arrive in Cerulean City, you see this big crime scene. Someone's house has been broken into and there is trouble brewing. Well, that's gonna be Team Rocket, and you're gonna see a lot of them in the game. And Cerulean City is the first city where you see Team Rocket. You're gonna see a lot of them later on in the game, but it was just really cool to kind of see who these bad guys are, hear about them for the first time. And of course, there's the bike shop. For just $1 million, you can get a bike for yourself. Or if you have the bike voucher that you get in Vermilion City, you can head back there and get a bike and you can pedal on in your journey. So Cerulean City, I love all the stuff on the outskirts of it, and that's gonna bump it to number 4 on my list. My top 3 favorite cities in Pokemon Red and Blue. Let's start with Fuchsia City. And this was a tough one because I feel like all 3 of these you can make an argument for, but Fuchsia City is really cool. You have the beach on the south side of town, and of course, the huge attraction, the Safari Zone at the top of Fuchsia City. I remember as a kid, I spent so much time here catching all of these new Pokemon I'd never seen before, catching all these rare Pokemon, and of course you gotta find the Warden's gold teeth. I love that they were gold. Not normal teeth, he had to have gold teeth. He may not have teeth, but he sure does have style. But aside from the Safari Zone, I liked walking around, and it felt like a real city because you had other Pokemon that were kind of in the zoo. You can walk around, you can see them. I thought that was really cool. And then I just like the little nook that the gym is in. You got the Poké Center close by, and overall it's just a town with a really cool vibe. And Fuchsia City is a top 3 favorite town of mine, and it's just a classic. All right, trainers, I'm gonna confess something that's really embarrassing. As a kid, during my first playthrough of Pokemon Blue, I had no idea how to access Saffron City. Because when you go there, there's these like little guard houses, and the guard will always say, "Gee, I'm thirsty." and then he won't let you through. And I remember playing this and thinking, okay, you're thirsty. I didn't know if that was his name or whatever, but I didn't know why he kept saying, gee, I'm thirsty, until I got a lemonade in my inventory and I randomly walked by him and it said like, gee, I'm thirsty. Oh, wow, a drink. Thank you so much. You may pass. And it blew my mind. I couldn't believe that that's what you had to do, because I had been stuck wandering around the entire Pokemon game trying to figure out as a 10-year-old, how do I get past this guard? And all I had to do was have a drink in my inventory. You gotta remember, these were the days before the internet and guides and YouTube. And so I was stuck until I just randomly had some good luck. But once you get to Saffron City, it is awesome. You've got 2 gyms. Now I said that I won't be talking about the official gyms, but there is an unsanctioned gym in Saffron City. It's the Fighting Dojo, and I love this idea. I love the idea of unsanctioned gyms, and I really wish that other cities in Pokemon had these, because to me, it gives the official gyms more credibility. It makes it seem like these are very prestigious, whereas these unsanctioned gyms are more of like training areas. I just would have loved to see more of these incorporated into Pokemon. But aside from the gym, you also have a huge city to walk around in. You know, you can look up, you got all the skyscrapers, all the buildings are huge, but you also have Silph and this is another Team Rocket side quest. They have taken over Silph, they've taken over the broadcasting company, and they are also at Silph to find or to make this company create something very special. What that is, well, I'm not going to spoil it in case you haven't played the game. It's the Master Ball. But anyway, Silph and Team Rocket, it's a really cool side quest, and it was just really fun to see this huge town, and once I accessed it, I had a great time there. All right, trainers, let's go to my favorite city in Pokemon Red and Blue. That's gonna be Celadon City. Let's go shopping, let's go gambling. There are no limits in this town. As mentioned, there is a huge shopping building, and you can go on all the floors, you can window shop, you can actually buy real items. I love this. It was really cool to pick out and shop at this place. And then, if that wasn't enough entertainment, there's also a casino. I thought that was really cool. You can play slots. And of course, that's not all. There is a Team Rocket hidden hideout at the casino, and I loved this. This is such a cool area, such a great city, and you also get to meet the development team at Game Freak. You can talk to all of them. They're kind of in a hidden building, but when you complete your Pokedex, you go talk to them again, and they will give you the official Pokemon certificate that you are a Pokemon Master. And you gotta believe that Pokemon Master TC, I did it. So Celadon City is my favorite city in Pokemon Red and Blue. There's just so much to do. It's a hustling, it's a bustling city, and I love it. But I want to hear from you, trainers. Let me know, what was your favorite city in Pokemon Red and Blue? Don't count the gyms, count the attractions, and let me know in the comments below. Now, if you haven't yet, make sure you hit that sub button and make sure you like this video, and of course, drop me a comment. Pokemon trainers, I wish you the best in catching them all.